Yes! Hey guys, welcome to Mold Movies, and today we're going to be reviewing... What are we reviewing? A Cure for Wellness. It's been a long day, as you can see. I really just messed my hair up for you guys. Like, this is all gonna come off. I even put gel in my hair just to make it look more crazy. A Cure for Wellness, directed by Gore Verbinski. Starring Dane DeHaan, Jason Isaacs, and Mia Goth. Do it! The movie is apparently a psychological horror thriller. If you could put that entire genre, just, that kind of thing. And I'll be honest with you, when I was doing this review, I didn't know much about this movie. I went and watched the movie, and that was it. I didn't see the trailers to it, I didn't see the marketing for it, so I was completely unbiased. And actually watching the movie, I had a few opinions, and then I went and I watched the trailer and the marketing material. And I have to be honest right off the bat here, not that I would normally not be. The guys that did the marketing for this movie, well done. Pat yourself on the back. There are 3 A Cure for Wellness meditation videos, but there is one line in each video that essentially tells you to kill yourself. Which is rather awesome and crazy all at the same time. Truth be told, I had no expectations with this movie. When I sat down and started watching it, the first thing I was struck with was something similar to Shutter Island. I don't know if any of you have seen that with Leonardo DiCaprio. Great movie, lots of thrills, great twist right at the end. More of a psychological... I thought it was going to be a purely psychological thriller. The visuals, the setting was dark and looming. The angles of the camera, the way it displayed the initial scenes, the first act was... It felt heavy on you, and you feel that the character that Dane DeHaan plays is in that heavy pressured environment, which he is. He's a businessman in a top position, so it makes sense, and you really get that feeling through the lighting, through the angles, through the coloring. It gives you that sense of dark and depth and weight. Weight is definitely expressed in this. There are 2 scenes in this movie, 2 sex scenes. Anyone that sees this movie will know what I'm talking about. The first sex scene, I feel, is okay. It's a little odd, don't get me wrong, as far as sex scenes go. It's a little... okay, if you're into that, fair enough. But it's used as a plot device to add more sense of dread to that scene that is being played out. So I get it, right? But the second sex scene is just a way to show scenes like that, and I feel that this wasn't it. It was disturbing. The jump scares, about 90% of them are pretty good, and that's mostly the first half of the movie. The rest of the movie has some degree of jump scare, but it's more just becomes a gross, macabre breakdown of the movie. It feels like the movie itself starts to rot and break down, because the scenes start to become more and more blunt and start to become more and more on the nose in terms of its grotesque horror. He keeps getting out of these things. There's a dentist scene which is ridiculously screwed up, and when you feel that the Dane DeHaan can't get out of the scene, suddenly he escapes somehow. I guess he's in the next scene, and it's just everything's okay. It just, the pacing is broken throughout this entire movie, and at first it's okay. Like, you have the build up, the origin, what's going on, and then okay, now he's going to the wellness center, and the story starts unfolding. But then suddenly it starts to break down upon itself. The scenes break up into so many different sections that the pacing is destroyed. You start having this peak of anxiety when you're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Then it happens, the crescendo, and then suddenly there's a blackout and there's the next scene, and he's okay, if that makes sense. If I had to go through what this character went through, oh man, that's quite hardcore. But that's part of why I don't feel you can keep scared of this movie. You can't stay within it because it keeps taking you out of it. Every time those scenes cut, you're taken out of the universe that this movie has tried hard to create initially, and then you're slowly put back in, and before you even get comfortable again, it rips you back out because the scene changes and the tone changes and the pacing changes. That was extremely frustrating, because by the end of the movie, you kind of don't know... You don't have any invested interest. If anything, you're kind of happy to see it end, because you've now been dragged on for the last, if I remember correctly, just over 2 hours. And right at the end, you're actually happy that it's over, because you've never been enthralled by this story. You've never been induced into the horror that is actually going on. Like, there are some crazy effed up things. I don't know if I can swear. There are some crazy effed up things that go on in this movie, but you're never fully involved in it. You're more just freaked out because, oh, I'm seeing a horrible visual, than like, oh my gosh, what this guy going through, because it keeps taking you out of that drama. It keeps taking you out of that scene before you're even able to feel it. It started off great, and it just ended up in a really dreary flop of an ending. Anyone that sees that will know what that means, but the ending is pathetic. There is no crescendo, there is no final twist that would make me go, oh my gosh, yes! There is none of that. There is just, it ends, and there's this awkward moment where you're like, oh my gosh, is that it? My reviews come down to 2 questions. 1, would I pay money to see this movie in the cinema? And 2, how do I feel about paying money to watch that movie? Would I pay money to see this movie, A Cure for Wellness? Yes, based on the trailer, I would. Would I feel satisfied after leaving that cinema? Not at all. And that is why I give The Cure for Wellness a 2 out of 10. Anyway guys, if you like what you see here, press that like button. If you want to keep seeing what you see here, press that subscribe button. Otherwise, I will see you next time on Mold Movies. See you later. Cheers.